A question and an answer. What was probably the most difficult time I've had in life? What's probably been my most hardship I've ever had in life? It would be midnight, New Year's Eve, 1989. Midnight, everybody said, Happy New Year, 1990. I couldn't say it. You know, it's hard to say goodbye to a decade-old friend. In the 1980s to me was a decade-old friend. Now, it's been 27 years, but if you look closely into my eyes, you'll still see some tears. I dreaded seeing that clock hit 9 p.m. I dreaded seeing that clock hit 10 p.m. Dreaded seeing that clock hit 11 p.m. And I started to tear up about 11:30 and really teared up about 10 till midnight. But when everybody yelled Happy New Year 1990, I couldn't say it. Oh, my lips probably moved, but my voice didn't. You know, and I knew the 1990s could not match the 1980s. Now, there's always been civil war in the world, but the 1980s was a very tranquil. I registered for the Selective Service for a military draft in case there was a military draft. I registered about a month or so, a few weeks after I turned 18, February 1981. Now, after I registered in 1981 at the post office, U.S. Post Office, after I walked out, the federal government had me, my identity. But the 1981 felt so tranquil, peaceful, relaxing. I didn't worry about a military draft. No. So it would just, you ever sit on your grandma's porch, assuming she lives on a farmhouse where it's isolated. Picture a beautiful day. Birds are chirping in the trees. It's sunny. Very, very pleasant. Very, very quiet. And you're sitting there on the front porch, maybe on a swing or sitting in a chair, and you can't get over how beautiful, peaceful, quiet, and relaxing it is. That was the 1980s. Now, like I said, there's always been trouble in the world, but in the 1980s, you didn't hear about it. It was and you could feel it in the air, a very tranquil decade. It really was. And even after I knew I was eligible for the draft, did not worry me. It did not worry me. I didn't like registering because you knew you could be drafted. But 1981, 1982, 1983, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89 did not worry me at all. It was just a very relaxing, tranquil decade. And I dreaded to see the hands of the clock hit midnight. New Year's Eve, 1989. Goodbye, 1980s. I sure miss you.